Yes, people. What's happening? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome back to another call-in show. We're back, weekly call-in shows. We don't mess around, and there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. Big up to everybody who's watching right now. Please smash a like on the video right now. Every one of you's right now, smash a like on the video. Big up to PJ. Get rid of 80% of these players. Oh, shameless. Well, PJ, come and have your call. Come and have your say on the calling show. The only calling show on YouTube that gives fans a voice. You're not going to see many on YouTube that gives fans a voice all around the world, whether you're from different backgrounds. We don't care, mate. As long as you've got a voice, as long as you're a United fan, get on here. And yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry. We're good, man. We're very clued on now, Gabriel. Don't worry, man. I'm ready. See these fingers, yeah? They're working. They're magic. They're magical. But anyway, people, give me a call in. Yeah, listen, this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I mean, man. You get me? This, you know what I mean? I don't know what's wrong with you, brother. Chill out, man. I'm gonna have to give you a timeout for that one. Yeah, you're getting a timeout, brother. But yeah, man, big up to everybody who's tuned in. I'm gonna put the chat, the link in the chat right now. There we go. Guys, there's some housekeeping rules as well. If you don't have a camera on, don't expect to come on. Simple as that. If you have a camera on, perfect. Sound perfect. Wi-Fi perfect. And just be patient. I will get to as many people as we can. So please, if you're waiting in the background, be patient. That's all I ask for, people. I will get to you. It's a 2-hour calling show. 2-hour calling show. So there you go, people. It's in the chat right now. There you go. Make sure you click the link. United fans from and yeah, let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking, people. Let's get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. The first one of the evening had to be Mr. Andy Tate. Andy Tate is in the building. Andy, how are you?
I'm all right, Sayed. How is you, mate? Okay?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Could be better, but it is what it is, man. We spoke last week, obviously, on a Mang Talk. A bit more positive, if you could say. But Andy, you know what I mean? We're talking about the title of the video is 3 things Ten Hag must do. Give me your 3.
Call their bluff. Because this is I don't know if this is a power struggle, but this is borderline now. This could be you could see protests if this goes pear-shaped and we don't get Ten Hag. You could see what happened against Liverpool soon. I don't want to see it, but sometimes you've got to see it because, let's say, the Empire is crumbling like in Star Wars. It's crumbling. They're scared. They're scared. They've listened to us. We all want Ten Hag. If this goes pear-shaped, pardon the cockney pun, this will go off and it's not going to be nice for anybody and everybody's going to be laughing at us. Really, really disappointing Saturday. And I totally agree. I say, I got, with what you said, there was nothing there at all Saturday. And it's absolutely disappointing. I got out of bed to watch that. I'm going to the studio and it was awful. And I should have just stayed here and just carried on sleeping. And a waste of my time and effort and energy. And there was a there was a sign outside Carrington on Sunday. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, I seen that, yeah.
Calling them out. And do you know what? They need to hear that because they're living in a bubble. They're living in a bubble, basically a virtual reality world where they can't do no wrong. And basically, we've called them all out now, and I want to see a response on Saturday. I don't care about the Champions League. It's done. It's gone. I'm not interested. You could win 5-0 Saturday, United.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care as well.
I don't care. You could win. You could equal the Southampton record and go 10-0, but I'm just not interested. This team is finished, and I want to see some youngsters Saturday. I want to see some really good performances from some young players. Get some of this out now. set an example. I just hope there was some rollicking from Ralph Rangnick on a Saturday or carried to Monday morning, because this is not acceptable for the standard of this club and what we want as fans, because we are basically second best. We're just living on a name, and it's so disappointing to hear. People, like say, people hate me, people hate you, but we're just fans like everyone else, mate. And it's
Exactly.
just, this club needs it. Pardon the pun, I don't want to say a rocket up the backside. It's a reality check, and if this goes pear-shaped and we don't get to that, it's going to go off again, just like Liverpool with the protest. And I'm all, like I say, riot, just riot, because it's not on. Because these are running scared now. If they balls this up, it's on them.
Absolutely. You know, do you think Ten Hag can change much when he comes in? When you look at the squad, you're looking at the overhaul he's got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the main priority for him when he comes in? If he comes in, by the way, what would be your kind of main message to him?
A midfielder and a defender and a striker. 3 players, possibly 4. And this is where I should go into the bargain basement. There's free transfers available in the summer. Ralph Rangnick's and Ten Hag's transfer strategy, scouting system. You've got to bring in these bargains. I would welcome a star name, but Kane's not worth what he's worth. What you call it, West Ham as well. Rice, he's not worth it. I want to see value. We're going to get exposed. So if we have to go into the bargain basement, get the £20 million players, Liverpool have proved it. It can be done. It can be done. Chelsea's done it. So you've just got to look around, scout Europe. It doesn't have to be English placed, English Premier League. Just go scout Europe. There's some gems out there. Like I say, if the scouting's right with Ten Hag and Ralph goes upstairs and Darren Fletcher works with him right, it'll go right. I mean, I'm giving the new CEO, I forgot what it's, Richard Arnold. Is it Richard Arnold?
Richard Arnold, yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving him a clean slate.
Yeah.
I'm giving him a clean slate where to start from. Nobody can criticise it yet because we don't know what's going to happen. We'll judge him come summer, come August, and see where we go from there. And if it goes right, it's going to be, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. But I hope, say there's 4 or 5 players out. Cavani's leaving, Matt is leaving, Matic may leave, Martial may be coming back. I don't even want Martial, mate. You could give him away. I'm really not interested in Martial. Maybe Rangnick could get a tune out of him. I don't know. But I say reports today in Sevilla, he's brought nothing. He scored 1 goal and a couple of assists. His head's gone. But where's that player from 2 seasons ago? 23 goals in 1920. Like you say, he's on fire. But it's scary times for United, and our enemies living it up and basically milking each other senseless. It's the only way I avoid all this is I don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't watch Sunday. I went out for a meal with my family, and I intend to do that again this week.
Yeah. Listen, I can't blame you, Andy. But listen, big up to you for coming on, Andy, and we'll chat soon as always. Anyway, keep up what you're doing as well, man. Keep your head up.
You too, mate. Don't let the haters get you down. Screw them. See you later, mate.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, man. Let's bring on Kid Assured. Yes, bro. You telling me you're good?
I'm good. Abdi, how are you? Ramadan Kareem.
Yeah, Ramadan Kareem, bro. Everything all good?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, always and forever.
Yeah, man. Listen, 3 things he's got to do, Ten Hag, when he comes through the door. Give me your 3.
Well, Abdi, you know the saying that one hand can't clap. You know, like the coach, Eric Ten Hag cannot do like miracles. He will only have certain because it's not like the Sir Alex era. You know, it's only about coaching and managing. That's what he can do. And the first thing, if I was him, like to get rid of these mercenaries and frauds, like because Atia had enough. And you see, Everton game, it was like something new because like it wasn't the first time we get disappointed, but this time made me so angry. Like I couldn't, my day was ruined basically. And
Yeah, everybody.
Nana, because I was really pissed off. Like I never felt like this before, you know. So first thing is to try and see. First of all, take the report from Ralph, who's
Mm,
good enough, who's not, because
mm,
I don't think that everyone will go out, even though the ones we want. But you see, the ones who are affecting the team the most: Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw,
mm, mhm,
Flippin McTominay, even McTominay. You know, because I think this guy has something. He's useful. He can be useful. But I don't know if
mm,
he's gonna be like a starter, you know, because like because you see him is like powerful, strong, quick,
mm.
but he doesn't have it. Remember when Mourinho was here? What he said to Luke Shaw? It's your
Yeah,
legs on
yeah,
my brain.
yeah,
It
yeah,
could be
yeah.
similar. It could be a similar thing because
Mm,
because you see Scott, he's useful, but in that way, only that way.
mm,
If
mm,
it's not, get him out also.
mm.
Bruno Fernandes, like I don't know what's wrong with this guy. You know, is he like
He started to disappoint me, man.
because you see like I you want to criticize him, but you cannot.
Mm.
It's obvious it's to everyone, but at the same time, he has something on us. If you know what I mean, his numbers,
Yeah, the
like
problem is though the numbers for me, like I said to you, he's done it, but it doesn't kind of stop him from getting criticized. I feel like everybody's kind of like been like, you know what, yeah, he has a lot of depth on United fans that he can, we can't really criticize him. I don't think that should be the case. We should be able to
yeah,
criticize him, and he's not been performing.
like the thing is, it's like he he has the numbers, but he doesn't perform. Everyone can see that except our fans and the people in the club as a whole. Because I
Mm,
think the players know that he's not that good, but he is useful to the team to a certain point.
mm,
But I don't know. I feel like at this point this club is a hostage
mm,
by two gangs. The one upstairs and the
mm,
players. The one we call small. Two gangs, you know.
mm.
So it's gonna be a big issue because you see, Eric Ten Hag can come. We can bring Johan Cruyff from his grave. Wallahi, we will not achieve anything
Mm.
until we free this club from these crooks. That's it.
Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it? You got them out. You can, the people in. But listen, it is what it is. But I showed, man. Big up to you, man, for coming on, bro. Love every time.
Thank you. Take care.
Big up to you. Big up to you for coming on. Let's bring on DJ Paul 703. DJ Paul, what you telling me, bro? You good?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. So yeah, listen, I'm not really that. I don't know what to say, man. What Ten Hag needs to do, um, what three things Ten Hag needs to do,
Yeah.
to be successful at the club. I mean, you got to get your own people. Number one, you got to get your own people. You got to make sure you make most of the footballing decisions. In fact, all of the
Mm,
footballing decisions at the club because there's no footballing person anyway. And what's the third thing you need to do?
yeah.
Um, just implement your style of playing. Any player who's not really down with the program, you could ship him out. That's it. So those are the three things really that he needs to do to be successful. Any other thing is really at this point irrelevant. I didn't even actually watch the game on Saturday, so I didn't really know how poor we were. I
Mm.
said I was actually going to look at the highlights, but I haven't really looked at it.
You
But
didn't miss much.
it looked like I didn't miss much anyway. But it is what it is. Typical United just putting us through difficult periods as
Mm,
usual. So I mean, what are you going to do at this point? For me, I've
mm,
accepted this outcome now. Um, some of the players
mm,
really, like Bruno Fernandez, the previous caller was talking about Bruno Fernandez. I'm getting tired really now of just really just but he look at his goals and assists. That's not good enough. You know, that in the long run,
mm,
that's not going to help us. How are you scoring goals and assists? Like, how's it going to help the team? And it's not like this guy.
mm,
Let's be real. If he leaves United today, he's not going to Real Madrid. He's not going to Barcelona. So let's cut it out with this whole goals and assists. He's not a big game
mm,
player. So yeah,
mm,
man, that's it. But United, we're in trouble.
mm. You know what? I just got some breaking news actually. Um, Manchester United verbal agreement in principle with Eric Ten Hag to become the next permanent manager. MUFC will need to agree Ajax, who are aware, to finalize the contract. So, is that happy news for you so far? Now it
I
looks like we
mean,
got our man.
he's good, but again, I'm going to tell the fan base now, and people maybe could clip this up. Do not get excited. Do not, I repeat, do not get excited, because this was what happened when we signed Sancho, when we signed Varane, when we signed Ronaldo. United still have the capability of pulling off things that are quote unquote big, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't work out. We actually need to sit down now and really, really watch this and see how it progresses, because I always knew we were going to get Ten Hag anyways. So I'm not actually surprised. My thing now is there a structure behind this guy to be successful? If there's no structure, all this hype behavior, everyone's dancing like, the world's finally coming to an end. If there's no structure, it's nothing really is going to be the same story pretty much. So yeah, hopefully the football's better, but I just feel like we need to really, really calm down now this time, because this is the scenario where if it actually fails this time, then it's over. Then it's like it's really over. There's nothing that this club could do to be saved anymore. So yeah,
absolutely. Big up to you, man. Nice for coming on, brother.
No problem, man.
Come on, bro. Love, love, love. Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. Let's bring on Kevin. Yes, brother, you good?
Yeah, bro, I'm good. You?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, you hear the news that we've reached an agreement. Sorry?
Just got it as well. Just got the news as well. Breaking news.
Yeah, man. So obviously,
but it won't be confirmed
you know what I mean?
after the Dutch Cup final. So we'll wait on that 100%. But yeah, it's probably gonna be confirmed after the Dutch Cup final, as it says.
Yeah, absolutely. But you happy with that? Just first and foremost, are you happy with that?
Yeah, 100%. I'm happy with Ten Hag. I mean, he was my choice for a long time now. I think if we get him in now, we'll give him some time, because it's gonna take a long time to rebuild this club. It's from the ground up. Like, we have been in the gutter for how long now? For like years. We've not had a proper structure. We've not had a proper, we've not had good seasons since Mourinho in 16-17. That was like the proper season when we actually won trophy, but despite the league position. But like, yeah, now I'm hoping he gets the time, he gets the resources, everything. He gets backed by the board, because if he's not backed by the board, it could be a tough job for Ten Hag now. Well, what
you think so?
The things I want Ten Hag to do is more of the board, to be honest. I don't think it's much of Ten Hag. I want more of the board to focus on, because this is where the board comes into play. I think when you have a manager like Ten Hag, who's sort of experienced, well, he's coming from the Dutch league, he's upgrading to a Premier League, which is, no offense to the Dutch league, but it's a much bigger league. You've got to get you've got to get the time. You need the budget as well to bring in players that you want. The budget needs to be decent enough to bring in some quality players that would suit Ten Hag's style, that would suit his style of play. He needs to get the players he wants, to what the board wants, because we've signed players from what the board wanted in the past few seasons. We signed. I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted Donny van de Beek, but the board just signed him because he was available. He was out there, so we just went and got him. So I don't want any of that. I don't want any of board signings. I want Ten Hag signings, and I want the board to allow him to bring in his own assistant coaches as well, because that's important. If you're gonna keep let's say who do you have? Chris Armas? Nah, I don't think he wants that. I think he wants someone of his own. He can bring in I'm hearing McLaren is coming. Steve,
I'm gonna come back in here. Keep going.
No problem, bro. I'm hearing he's bringing in McLaren or something. I'm hearing he's bringing in let's say. He's bringing in René Milestine as well. I think René is for me, if he comes in, would be a big, because René used to work under Sir Alex Ferguson. He's a good coach as well. I would have loved Carlos Queiroz, but I don't think he's unrealistic. I think Carlos Queiroz is a bit unrealistic. But Rene Milstein would be a good coach for him.
What about Van Persie? Van Persie?
Van Persie would be all right. I think maybe Jaap Stam could do as well, because there's a lot of good coaches out there. I think he's gonna bring in his Dutch crew or something from Ajax or from the Netherlands. And the third one is the tactics. I would like Ten Hag to just give time, to come, preseason. He's got preseason now. He's got 3 games in. He's obviously coming to Thailand to play Liverpool. He's gonna go to Australia. Yeah. He's gonna go to Australia to play Crystal Palace and Melbourne Victory. Give those games the time and the tactics to implement those tactics in a way. Because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what he did last year, he brought in Sancho. Sancho did not get a single preseason game, and that kind of affected him in a way. I want him to give players time in preseason just to implement those tactics in that. So because it's preseason is practice, right? It's all about practice. If you can use that time to really implement what you want to do at the football club, because Ten Hag, I he's a quality manager, and he really, and I'm really gonna believe in him. It's not like this Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tactic. He doesn't have tactics at all. I don't think that. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for me wasn't a proper manager. Now, if you bring Ten Hag, like a proper manager in like that, you really need to give him proper time. Like, if he doesn't get time, then he's done. Let me say this again, because the board have put so much pressure and so much, and they've not backed previous managers like Mourinho, for example, who failed because he wanted players like he wanted Koulibaly, for example, didn't get Koulibaly.
Yeah, he didn't know.
He wanted top players at the football club. So if you want top players at the club, if you want top players, you need to get them, or else you can't succeed with them. For example, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but
no, 100%, man. You spoke facts, man. Now, big up to you, Kevin, for coming on, bro. Love and appreciate it, man.
No,
big up to you, man. Big up to you, man. Let's bring on Gary Clark. Gary Clark, how are you, mate?
Yes, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, we're hearing the news. United have reached an agreement with Ten Hag. What 3 things has Ten Hag got to change for you when it comes to Man United?
3 things he's got to change. We probably have to sell about 70% of the squad, and then the players he is keeping, I think he has to improve a lot, because there are some decent players which haven't been at their best this season. Maybe could improve Sancho and Varane, because they are, and Shaw, even they are decent players. It's just they haven't been up to scratch this season. And he needs full say in all recruitment, all players coming in and out. And he needs proper time. Because I think we have had good managers in the past. Moyes, decent manager, Van Gaal and Mourinho, all good managers, but they haven't succeeded probably because they've had their hands tied behind their back. So we need to give them plenty of time. We need to give them full say in recruitment, and this will probably take at least 2 or 3 years, because we're miles off Man City and Liverpool, absolute miles off them. So we are,
Absolutely. In terms of the actual recruitment, what would you think for me would be the key kind of focus for you?
Well, I think instead of going shopping in the Premier League for these overpriced English players like Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, I see if we get Rice or Harry Kane in the summer, I'll be terrible. But we need to go shop in the European market, get players from Portugal, Italy, France, Germany, Spain, where they're a lot cheaper, like Bruno Fernandes, or what Liverpool have done with Mane and Salah. Well, I know Mane came from Southampton, but he was cheap. Salah came from Roma. Robertson, 8 million they got him for. They've built a brilliant team for a lot less money. Well, see these signings like Rice, 100 million in one player. We won't be buying anybody else. We need 2 midfielders. We need a good centre back, and we need a young striker. So, and if you have 150 million to do that, well, you can't be spending. You can't be buying Rice or Keane or any of these overpriced English players. We need to go and shop in the
Uh,
European market.
Absolutely. Gary Clark, big up to you for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Mr. Estrella. Oh, Chops, I'll come back to you 1 sec. Estrella, we'll bring it to you.
What you saying?
telling me? You good?
I did. You're right.
Yeah, not too bad. You're just chilling. You're chilling.
Before I go to my gym, so I'm waiting in it. What can I say to you? Before I say the three things, yeah, I just want to address two things, and I know I'm gonna get little petals in the chat, yeah. But I'll be so honest, for this situation that we're in, two people need to take the blames. Ideally, not just the players. It's gonna have to be the Glazers, yeah, and Ferguson. Because let me hear me out. Yeah, hear me out. As much as, because I love Ferguson, he might as well have been my dad because he made my childhood experience amazing with football, innit? With all the success that we had and the football that we played underneath him. But one, I don't know what massive club operates where their greatest manager or their most influential individual at a team has a say after they leave. If Pep was to leave Man City tomorrow, there's no way on earth he could say, "Oh, go get Arteta." If when Mourinho cut, this is the worst one. When John Terry left Chelsea, their most influential player in the last 20, 30 years, when he left, do you think they even offered him a coaching job at their team? No. You get sent away. This is the thing where it's like this team is so built on like nostalgia or the United way. I don't want nothing to do that last caller that said, he wants the Rennes guy that worked under Fergie. I want nothing to do with him. Like, I'm not saying that Fergie wasn't the greatest manager of all time, but that was over 20 years ago, bro. Football moves on. Something that was good 20 years ago is not happening now. The football that was playing back then, yeah, you can't play that football now. It's not the same. And it's like any player that we want, if any player that you want, yeah, that you say that you want right now, and they come to our team, wallahi, Saeed, I'm bloody scared. Because if a Declan Rice or Harry Kane comes to my team, I have to question, why are you coming? Because Declan Rice can clearly see for the last 5 years, all the players that we bought, we have not improved them once. We're not gonna. There's no trajectory to say we're going up. So any top class player that we're linked with that comes to us, I'm scared for their intentions because I think like you're coming for a payday. You're not coming for my team. Like getting slapped 5-0 by Liverpool, I could have taken and been like, yeah, we just weren't good enough. That Everton game did not. Saeed, I almost smashed my TV. Did not try. They did not.
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, I play something for myself here. I know when players are not bothered. The only person that showed any type of passion, maybe De Gea, but he couldn't really do much because he's in goal. And the last person I could say, everyone can say he had a shit game, which was Sancho, but at least he was running that man towards the end, trying to do something. Rest of these man so nonchalant. Harry Maguire gets the ball and will play it safe. He don't want to do no risk. So if you're telling me the three things that Tim Hag needs to do, stay away from any Ferguson comparison, anything to do with Fergie. You build a team in your image because Man City's built in Pep's image, Liverpool's built in Klopp's image. Our team's a J-bag. It's built in 13 different man's image. It's still built in Ferguson's image, Ollie's image, Mourinho's image, Van Gaal's image. And Andy Tate, I love him, but if you're going to have that energy for Martial, have that same energy for Rashford. Because if you're saying 20-something goals, whatever season, Rashford hasn't done the same thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Three things you need to do. Stay away from this Fergie mentality of, not mentality, but stay away from this Fergie, error stuff. No, that's done. If you keep chasing that, you're going to go more than 30 years without like that, what Liverpool done. You stay away from that. You recruit players which are on the peripheral. And when I mean peripheral, I mean players that are ready to make that next jump. Not players that you see on FIFA and you think they can jump stats within a season and stuff. Players that are on the peripheral that will improve our squad. And obviously getting rid of the deadwood. There's a lot of players that need to leave, and I thought they've been protected. Someone like Jesse Lingard has been saying, I wanted to stay at United to fight for my place. Big man, we all know you just wanted to do what Pogba done, and Pogba got pelters and you didn't. He stayed, and how many games has he played? Nothing. And the last one that needs to do, protect these young players. Any young player that comes into that squad cannot be a starter. I'm so sorry, because what happens with United fans is they have 1 or 2 good games.
Get gassed, yeah.
They get gassed and expect them to keep carrying the squad. Same thing as Arsenal fans. That's why they need to improve as well in their midfield and on their wings, because the way they're putting so much pressure on Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe is like they expect them to deliver week in. And at the end of the day, if you remember correctly, back in the days of Beckham, Scholes, I remember when Pogba made his debut, you had first team players who had a certain style of football who were already dominant and primed winners. You don't bring in a kid to come in. Prime example is Phil Foden. He's eased into that City squad. Eased in. I remember when the media was pressing for him to keep starting ahead of Sterling, all these man. He was eased in. Like, relax yourself, because if you get too much too quick, you see what happens. Greenwood, Rashford, like, you need to relax everything and calm it down. And like
step by step. Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's a building block, and people need not to get giddy with all these players we're linked to. There's a lot of players that need to leave this club, but for starters, I want nothing to do with Rashford. I'll say that from now. I'm saying it on my hand on heart. I'll say it from now. I want nothing like Wan-Bissaka, because he's like Sky Internet. As soon as he goes past the halfway line, starts buffering. I don't want nothing to do. Luke Shaw, I protected him for the longest. That guy needs to cut. Mourinho, when he was here, when he said, finishing second was the best accomplishment of my career. I'm not saying he wasn't a toxic or a volatile manager, but you can see it now. Luke Shaw, that drop-off is crazy. I'm sorry. Dean Henderson needs to go. Harry Maguire is the biggest red flag I've seen in my life. Never been captain. Wasn't even captain for Leicester. Been relegated twice, or even 3 times, I think. And then he has this kind of audacity to be like on 200 bags and be like, everyone keeps protecting him, saying, he bangs for England. He bangs for England. I'm not being disrespectful. International football is dead for one. And 2, England play Macedonia and teams like this. You're paying a bunch of farmers. Please don't be thinking I'm going to get excited over you doing these scoring against a bunch of uncompetitive things. Like, everyone needs to get behind Ten Hag now. Support the guy. But this energy that everyone has because they just signed him now, remember the whole when we was about to branch off and do the Super League thing. That the way you was part of that, like, I feel like your channel obviously has a platform like other channels, and I feel like you kept pushing that agenda. I feel like now, just because they've given you Ten Hag, don't just
no.
People
100% not.
They need to be wary, because this now, whatever happens now will be president for the next 10 years of this football. I remember I said this now. Even the last thing I'm going to say is the Varane thing. I'm happy we got him. Not happy, but I'm happy we got centre back. But what everyone needs to remember, and I'm going to leave you with this now, is how many times was we linked with Sergio Ramos? How many times did he say he was going to come to us? Even at the latter stages of his career when he was like 28, 29, how many times was he linked with us? And how many times did Real Madrid fall into the thing and give him what he wanted? The fact that they didn't even try to keep Varane at 28, that was sus already. All these injuries, like, you've got to look into this. Not just Ten Hag, you need to look into the staff of United. It's crazy. You don't do your due diligence. Cavani had hamstring injuries before he even came to us, and you still slapped him on 200 bags. You need to be clever with these contracts. That's what needs to be done. I hope there's like you get the root, like you know when you dig in, you take everything out. You need to collect everything out and dash it. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping comes with the Ten Hag.
So.
Yeah, I'm hoping. But yeah, happy fasting,
big up to you, man.
Happy fasting,
man.
everything. And everyone like
bro,
the channel.
love.
Keep liking and subscribing to this thing, man. Do it
Come on,
ASAP
bro.
as I'm talking. See you later,
Love,
man.
bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Big up to you. Big up to everybody who's watching. Let's bring on Chops TV.
Bro.
Chops. What are you telling me? You good?
Do you know what? Before obviously this Ten Hag news broke, bro, I've been depressed, man. Like, that performance on the weekend was a disgrace. Like, I'm still angry about it now, bro. I'll be honest.
Yeah,
That's
of
what
course.
the season done. But you see that with Ten Hag, 3 things he needs to do. He needs to get rid of like 70 to 80% of these players, because they're not good enough. They don't want to wear. They're not fit to wear the shirt. Like, they're just lazy, bro. Like, they're so lazy. Like, how many games do we see when these men are just walking around the pitch, walking? Like 92% against City. Everton ran 10 kilometers more than us, and they're battling relegation and that. I want to see youngsters being brought through in that, because we don't really see that. Okay, Elanga, but I don't really rate him too tough still. Then obviously number 11 as well. Like, they're the only 2 from our academy that I can think of in the last 7-8 years that have gone on to, like, I say, these are a name. And Elanga's not even that. And I'd say, as well, the coaching stuff as well. Like, he has to be allowed to bring his own coaching stuff in. Like, don't dictate to him, who he can bring, who he can and can't bring in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to reset the whole club from this summer forward and just move forward and just give the geezer the time he needs, bro. Because he's going to need it.
So for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm more kind of apprehensive more than excited about Ten Hag, because the way I'm apprehensive is because I just know that this football club always will go back to these old ways. you know what I mean, and leave the man hanging. So I'm for me looking to wait until what United do for Ten Hag rather than what Ten Hag can
Yeah,
do for
yeah,
Man
yeah.
United. That's the
I
way
tell,
I'm looking at it.
I
You
tell
know what I
you
mean?
what,
You've
mate.
got to.
I tell you what, mate. I'm telling you, if he don't do good for us, then we like it's like you said in your match reaction, we're screwed. Because I don't see
Yeah,
anyone
yeah,
else that can come in here after him and like say for like we're dead and that can actually do a good job because like these players think they're
yeah.
better than they are. Like they need bringing down a peg or two. Like it's like the brother said before. Like we spent 80 million on Maguire, 50 million on Wan-Bissaka. That's combined 130 million. Like we need young, hungry players with quality as well, though. Because like I don't want to say young and hungry because like we look at we don't mean and brought Dan James a couple of seasons ago because he runs about. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it don't make sense. But we the best thing, like the biggest thing I want to see from the team though, like when he comes in, is a style of play. Like that ain't gonna come straight away. It won't. I think it will probably take a season, bro. But second season in, like, therefore, I want to be seeing something though.
Yeah, man.
And these
Defo.
players need to show how good they are, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll see you in time. We'll tell, man. But Chops TV, big up to you for coming on, bro. Love, man.
And you, bro, respect, bro.
Big up to you. Big up to you, man. Let's bring on Sachin. Sachin, how are you? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Three things Ten Hag's must do, man. Obviously, we've reached an agreement with Ten Hag, not Ajax, but Ten Hag.
Yeah.
What three things has he got to do?
I know last time when I came on here, I got a little slender for calling Ten Hag a little overrated and stuff. But I think what I'm trying to say is that when I say overrated, I don't mean that Ten Hag's a bad manager because he's a good manager and he has a style of play. And now that he's the manager of Man U, I think that the first thing that I think we need to do is like give him the time and the money for him to and the tools. Like I think the coaching staff, like I don't want Darren Fletcher and like Chris Armas and Mike Phelan. I don't want them assisting Ten Hag. I think he needs to bring his own coaching staff, his own like people around him, so that he can do what he wants to do. And then I think a couple callers back said that he needs to be the one making the footballing decisions. And I think that is 100%. He needs to be the one doing that. And I think that in terms of the squad, I think I would say I'd keep like 5 players. That would be De Gea, Varane, Sancho. I'd say I'd keep Alanga because he's young. And I think that hopefully under a new manager, I think also the structure of this club needs to change so that these young players develop. Because I feel like a lot of these players, like with Maguire, when he came in, I think a lot of us didn't rate him highly, but I don't think we expected him to be this bad. Like Maguire's come to the point where we'd rather play Phil Jones than Maguire. And so I think that we need to make sure that players develop and don't regress. And I think that we need to get rid of like players like Maguire, who I don't think will get back to that level or will be at that level that we expect. I think Wan-Bissaka too. I think this season he's just regressed too. Because like the thing that I expect Wan-Bissaka to do is defend, because he's a defender. But like he can't even do that. So I think he needs to go too. I think McTominay, I'm done with him too. Like sideways passes. Rashford, a guy who I really like. I think he's a very likable guy, and what he does, like with the whole providing like free meals to poor kids, is incredible. What Rashford does, but I think he needs to go because his head's not in the right place. Lingard too. I think his head's not in the right place. I could go on, but I think that. Oh wait, he just cut off. But yeah, I think. Wait.
But Sachin, big up to you, man. Did you finish off what you were saying?
I think what I was trying to say is that half the squad, or pretty much majority of the squad, needs to go, and then just kind of bring in new players, and then I think we shouldn't. I think we shouldn't go for like overpriced English players. I think like not. I'm not paying 100 mil for Declan Rice. Like I think what Declan Rice has he's doing well for West Ham, but I don't think
Mm.
I'd want him to be the. I think someone like I saw Sachin TV.
Yeah, man. Sachin TV.
I think I like Calvin Phillips. I think he's a quality player, but I think another one is this Camara guy from Marseille
Mm. Mm.
is another good option for CDM, and then there's other CDMs out there, and
Mm.
then a center back that I think we should get what Ten Hag wants.
Mm.
But I think for me, a center back that would be quality would be Pau Torres from Villarreal. I think him and Varane could partner up very well because I think Pau Torres is left-footed, and then Varane can play on the right.
Mm.
And then
Yeah.
there's for striker, the guy who knocked out Ten Hag of the Champions League, Darwin Nunez, is there. I think what he's doing at Benfica is great, but I think Ten Hag should go for whoever he wants. And that's the end of the
Mm.
story.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man, for coming on, bro. Love, man. Big up to you, man. Anas, what you telling me? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You good?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Obviously, we're hearing Ten Hag. We've got agreement for Ten Hag. What do you make of that first?
Obviously, I'm happy. Like, I'm happy that we got a manager at least. So obviously, I'm happy he's Ten Hag. Fan of his football, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm a bit skeptical about it. Like,
In
has
what
Man
terms?
United given his like met his demands, because they said that he wasn't gonna sign with us if they never met certain demands that he wanted. So does that mean that they've met demands with him? Like, we don't know. Is Ranić gonna be involved? We don't know. Like, what's going on with him? I don't know. Like, is Steve McLaren gonna come? Is Rene Molestein gonna come for his coaching stuff? Or Man United gonna let him do what he wants to do? Like, there's still so many questions, and that's why, like, I don't know. At first, I was gassed, obviously, but it's like the whole build up to this news. That's all the questions I've been having, like, in my head. Like, why do we always like force a manager into like having what the board wants? Why can't he just bring in what he wants? Like, if you want Ten Hag, yeah, let him bring his whole team from Ajax. He's successful at Ajax because of his team, so why can't he bring his whole team in?
Exactly.
And Man United, like, he wants to bring Van Persie, or he wants to bring someone who knows the Premier League. Bro, what do you mean knows the Premier League, bro? Football's football. The ball's round, the grass is green with white lines. Like, what do you mean Premier League experience? That's so overrated. Like, Tuchel never had no Premier League experience, and look what he's doing. Like, there's so many managers that have had no, even Ralph Hasenhuttl has no Premier League experience, and he's doing well with Southampton. Like, why do Man United always have to do these like BS things? Like, and apparently there's going to be a Glazer out protest. What,
Yeah,
you think
man.
that's going to happen now? Yeah.
Well, there you go, then, innit? That's
You
the
know
problem,
what I
man.
mean?
You get me?
Like,
They know what they were doing, though. They know what they were doing. They
yeah,
had to get this agreement in place just before it, and then, you know what I mean? A lot of people
exactly.
can be a
Like,
bit more
these
positive.
guys know what they're doing, man. Like, this Must and all these other rubbish things. Like, they know what they're doing, man. Like, they done the same thing, but was meant to walk out in the Wolves game. They bought Bruno Fernandes, nothing happened.
There you go.
And then we dropped points on the same game, but nothing happened. Like, either I've given up watching Man United this season. I never watched them. Like, the last Everton game,
Yeah,
I didn't
Saturday.
watch it. I didn't watch it. I couldn't care less. Like, what is there to play for in the season? If someone scores or someone plays well, what does it actually even mean? Like, it just doesn't mean anything. Someone, you know, if Ronaldo scores again, wow, great, amazing. Like, who cares? Like, what does it mean? Like, there's nothing left of the season. Just waiting till next season. We don't even know who we're gonna buy. I saw Calvin Phillips links. Hell, I don't want Calvin Phillips. Like, there's so much better out there than Calvin Phillips. Bro, I think we're finished, innit? Like, I think the next 10
There's
years...
not much. There's no hope. There's no hope for you
like,
in
what
terms
is Man United? Like, next 10 years, we're not doing nothing, man. Like, honestly, we're not doing nothing, bro. Like, it's peak. Like we can bring in who we want. We don't even, it's some joke thing. Like we sacked Oli and we've gone with like nothing's happened. Like we've gone worse, if not some people can argue. Like as long as these Glazers, I said it, like as long as the Glazers are here, like Man United will never be successful, like ever, like never ever. Like as long as they're here, nothing's gonna happen at this club, and we just have to accept that because we know the fan base is not on anything too, bro. Like they do these dumb protests, bro. Do you think Avram and all these Glazers care about protests? You're lining up for Ronaldo t-shirts. You know, you wanted to do protests, bro. When we won the Champions League in 2008, why didn't you do a protest then? You know, why didn't you want Glazers out then? When they left Fergie with that the dismantled aging squad in 2013, where was the protest? There was no protest. You know, when they brought in David Moyes as manager, where was the protest? There was no protest. There was no walkouts. You know, you guys just did nothing, stood there, and now you want to do protests because we haven't won trophies or we're not winning a few games, bro. Who cares?
Yeah.
We was winning games. We was winning Champions League. We was at the highest of highs.
We win the games under Ollie.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But
we was at the highest of highs under Fergie, and none of you guys did nothing. We saw Ronaldo got 80 million for him in the market at that time, which was a lot of money. And what did we do with that money? Nothing. And what did the fan base do? Nothing. So why do you want to speak now? You should have spoke back then. And if you're gonna speak now, be serious about it. But it's not. It's the same. Oh, hashtag Glazers out, and then now we got Ten Hag, or now nothing's gonna happen. I'm excited for the summer now. No, like keep the same energy. Boycott these guys, bro. That's the only way you can get rid of them. Like no way. There's no other way else you can get rid of these guys. Twitter's Twitter, bro. What's Twitter? Twitter in real life. Do you think these men care about Twitter hashtags and all of that? They don't care, bro. They're getting money, and that's the way you stop these guys. Stop their source of income. You stop the sponsors, you stop their revenue, you stop the season tickets. Then they start panicking. Then they say, you know what? We might have to sell. How do you think Newcastle fans got rid of Mike Ashley? They weren't selling out St. James's Park, bro. And Mike Ashley said, you know what? I'm just gonna have to sell it. And someone came in with the big bag, and that's what Man United have to wait for now. There's no point us getting excited now over little things, man. That we're a joke. Look at Liverpool and Man City the other day. That should be us. But we're like decades, centuries.
we're far away.
behind.
We're far. Yeah, we're too far away, and that's just a sad reality. But listen, Anas, big up to you, man, for coming on, bro. I appreciate it all the time, man. Come on, man. Love, bro. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Pop. How are you, brother? You good?
Yo, bro. Peace, bro. Assalamu alaikum, bro.
Salam, bro. You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, man. We're just talking about the Ten Hag news. Obviously, it's broken now. That Ten Hag, reach an agreement with Ten Hag. Obviously, Ajax will wait soon enough. But yeah, man. I'm just asking everybody 3 things that you want Ten Hag to come in and do. What must he do?
All right. The first thing, one thing I just want to say, I appreciate you for bringing in the fans, man, because I mean,
yeah, man, come on.
For a guy with a platform that it takes good character to do that, no ego. So I mean, we appreciate.
Yeah, man, big up.
All right, so
come on, man, love, bro, love.
Yeah, enough love, bro. So number one, what I think Ten Hag should do, right? One, he must bring in his people, fitness coaches, people that he thinks can help his job easier, right? So Ten Hag must evade from all of the cultural thing that's going on at the club. This guy telling you that this guy's the next big thing, McTominay, these every player, like every other people amongst the board that have this Fergie mentality, this Ole mentality, right? You must move on from that. Number 2, right? I think fairly you will have to say he should give every player a fair trial to see who is who. Yep. And number 3, he must stick to his gun, man. He can't back out, stuff like that, because if you believe in something, you can't make the pressure get to you, and then you start doing things for the fans. You know, you must do what you want. So what I'm trying to say is that like there's a quote that says people want you to do good, but not better than them. Example, the Bruno fans, right?
True.
One Mata will believe in, Lingard will believe in, Pogba will believe in, right? Now, if you ask the average fan, they will say we need depth, right? Most fans will be happy with Van de Beek because they think that he will never challenge Bruno. So subconsciously, even though they're thinking that, oh, we need to step up, if I tell them that, okay, let's sign a player like Havertz or a player like Lucas Paqueta from Milan, from Lyon, they probably wouldn't want that player because they're going to say, okay, maybe he's too good. Maybe he's going to kick Bruno out his shoes. Maybe he's going to do this. That's the same thing. The Martial fans. Martial fans will love a Daniel James to be the second bench player, but they wouldn't want you to sign another player that's going to kick him out. So,
true.
If you want standards and you want to improve and go like this, then if I say to you, okay, let's sign up a striker like Lewandowski, let's sign a striker like Harry Kane, right? You as a Ronaldo fan, you can't be like, nah, I don't want him. Maybe I want another striker that's lower than Ronaldo. Then basically you don't want to go up. So if I'm the manager, I'll be looking at players like at that caliber, like hungry players. Like if I want a Bruno replacement or someone to challenge Bruno, I'm going for like a Lucas Paqueta. That's a number 10 for Leon. I think you know it. You probably know it.
I play Leon. Yeah, Paqueta.
He's strong. He can go wide. He dribbles. He drives with the ball. He's like a number 8 that plays forward. He's not like Bruno who stays centrally and put up his hand and all of that. He brings that intensity. So I will go for that player that provides like a balance, because if we are going to use this attacking midfielder type of player, we need someone that can at least drive with the ball wide inside to help out the wide players, right? We can't sign another. We can't sign a player like Anthony to play with Sancho unless he's going to be Sancho's. He's going to challenge Sancho, right? We can't have Sancho and Anthony on the pitch at the same time. They play too similar, right? Anthony, he plays just like Sancho. He waits on the ball. He collects the ball deep. He's like a creative player. We're going to need someone that drives with the football, that provides that stretch. So it's all about balance. We can't have two players like Sancho. Then we're going to say, okay, we need someone to get behind. That means you're going to have two players that want someone to get behind. You understand? And and sometimes, bro, I look at football from a player's perspective, because I play ball. I don't just blame my surrounding and blame this, right? When Vinicius gets the ball, I'm looking at my wide players here. I'm a winger. I play wing. When Vinicius gets the ball, he plays on the left side. Madrid's left side right now is dead, because Ferland Mendy doesn't offer nothing going forward. But one thing, every time you watch Real Madrid, it seems like Vinicius is having a great game.
Yeah, it does.
But he doesn't get that support from his left back neither. So if Sancho is going to, when he have a bad game, he's going to always say, okay, I'm not getting the support from Wan-Bissaka. Maybe you're just a limited winger, bro. Because I watch Vinicius tear people apart, bro, and Ferland Mendy's down there combing out his ear. Don't know what, but Ferland Mendy doesn't give Vinicius that support that Sancho always needs. So maybe we should not sign players that just need this, because I watch Harvey Barnes played against us. Harvey Barnes was driving the ball.
Yeah,
He was not making Dallo. He wasn't really.
United should have thought of that, though. United should have thought of the type of profile player. And that's something that Ten Hag needs to do.
That's what I'm saying. But we can't have two Sanchos. Anthony is like Sancho. We can't have two Sancho. Martial, these players. You see, one thing is that we fans, we want it more than what the players. You want Martial to do good. Maybe Martial doesn't want to do good. I know talented players like, there was a player that used to play for West Ham, Felipe Anderson. He was one of the sickest ballers I've ever seen. But Felipe Anderson doesn't want it said. He doesn't want to be at that level. Ndombele, he was at Tottenham, right? He came at Tottenham. He doesn't provide that drive. He's back to Leon. So what I'm saying, maybe you want it. You want Pogba to do good. You want Marshall to do good. You want McTominay, Matic to do good. You want all these players to do good. Maybe they don't want it. Maybe remember, football is about mentality to be at this top level. Mbappe, France, half of France booed him, hate him. He stepped up to this level after, right? He never went down here. So these players have to have the mentality. It doesn't make sense you say you want Marshall to do good under this manager. Maybe Marshall is washed. Maybe McTominay is washed. Maybe Fred is limited. Maybe Bruno is limited. It doesn't, you have to look at the players for themselves. And we, the bench players, right? We have to have bench players that can affect the game. All right, example, Arturo Vidal. He's a useful bench player. He comes on, he runs, he kicks on people, but we have Matic and Mata. How is this guy going to affect the game side? Right? If we had like a Milner on the bench, maybe we'll do better with a Milner, right? Than having a Matic and a Mata that needs a certain system for them to like go and do good. So what I'm saying is, if I'm going to buy some players, I'm going to look at the midfield and I'm going to try to clean up the midfield. I'm going to sign like players like Leon. Leon have a certain amount of like let me say, all right, Leon said, right? Currently, Leon is going to develop to a team that has the best midfield in the league, right? We can look at Leon and raid their midfield. We can buy Aura, whatever his name is. We can buy
Owa.
We can buy Max Escocaret from Leon. We can at least plug 2 of those players for cheap, put them in our team. We don't have to pressure them. We can go now and probably buy 2 more worldly players that's better than them so they can gel in, right? And that's what I'm saying, Sid. So that's how we have to look at the teams and look at who is going to sell, who is developing, who is getting a certain amount of players. Because if Leon is developing now into a player pool, then we can pull 2 of them because maybe they're going to replace them, right? So if I'm going to sign a winger right now, I'm going to sign a player like the Juventus guy is injured right now. That's Chiesa. I'm going to sign a player like Chiesa. He drives with the ball. He can come inside. He can link. He's direct. These are the players I'm going to sign it to play with a Sancho. I'm not going to sign another Sancho. Then I'm going to have 2 players on the wing that needs support from their fullbacks and all of that. And also, we have to change the fullback. Also, Telles, I love him, but he doesn't drive with the ball, bro. It's not going to work. Shaw doesn't drive with the ball. I thought Telles was going to come in and offer that explosiveness down the wing, that stamina. He doesn't offer that. So we have to buy a player of that profile that can at least stretch the pitch, distract other players, so our wingers their life can be easier. But at the same time, if our wingers have a bad game, I'm not going to always blame the fullback and say, because I see Vinicius tear people apart, bro, by himself because he has that quality. I see Mbappe does it all the time. So Sancho, look at your game, bro. Improve your game, bro. Stop blaming people. Rashford, dead baller. Marshall, dead baller. I don't like none of them said. I give up, man. Take care, bro.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up to you, man. Love coming on, bro. Appreciate that. Big up to AAB. How are you, mate? If all good?
I mean, I'm more relieved than feeling good because obviously at the end of last week, everybody expected Ten Hag the deal to go through, but obviously I was starting to get a bit concerned because we saw how Pochettino's camp and United were promoting Pochettino through these media outlets because obviously we were hearing stories about Pochettino being this charismatic, this guy who would take us back to the top. Obviously, charisma doesn't win you trophies. Astuteness and footballing ability wins you trophies. So I guess I'm relieved that Ten Hag has been there's been a verbal agreement reached in principle because that definitely does mean that United have met Ten Hag's demands in the middle because I don't think Ten Hag seemed educated from the press stories we'd seen. I'm sure he knows how, and he has a clear mapped out plan of how to revamp and revitalize his football club. So I'm glad the deal is done.
Yeah, you know what? Just some sort of a little bit of hope. But like I said to you, there still needs to be work done. We're just asking everyone 3 things that you want Ten Hag to do. Give me your 3 for what Ten Hag must do.
Okay, so first and foremost, I think this has been done already, but he needs to when he comes to the club, first and foremost, he needs to assert his power on everybody at that club. He needs to have demanded that control from the board. So he needs to have the power to make signings and sell players on his own will, and he needs to have a major impetus on that. Because I know, for example, already we've seen reports from the Telegraph as well, saying the scouts at United have lined up Harry Kane and Declan Rice in this 250 million potential summer. And I think if Ten Hag comes in, and I think if he assesses the squad, he'll probably see this squad has many flaws to sign 2 superstar players who will come in and not fix anything at this football club. So I think first and foremost, he needs to be able to evaluate the squad at his own will, and he needs to tell the scout that if he disagrees with the thing, scrap everything they've done, because obviously we know our scouts probably aren't the most intelligent, because they seem to be signing only Premier League proven players or obvious players rather than players suited to the tactical requirements of this team. So he needs to come in, show that he has the power, and he cannot be doing the job like Jose or Van Gaal did with everything behind with their 2 hands tied behind their back. So I think he needs to have the ability to evaluate the squad on his own free will. That also means even if the scouts do disagree with him, majority of the board and the decisions are based on the things that he wants to do, for example. So, for example, Ten Hag does play a possession-based pressing discipline system. And I think he likes to play out of the back as well. So, for example, David De Gea. I love David De Gea a lot. I think he's a fantastic player. I know, obviously, there's a cult of fans on Twitter who, for some reason, despise everything he's done for us. He's a brilliant shot stopper.
It's crazy.
But I do understand. I mean, his distribution, obviously, it has been questionable over the past few seasons. He's obviously not a sweeper keeper. He doesn't catch the ball enough. And he doesn't have the attributes of a modern goalkeeper like Alisson, for example. So if Ten Hag wants to play out of the back, especially under pressure, David De Gea is a goalkeeper who's obviously not suited to those rigors. So if Ten Hag wants to keep Maguire or sell David De Gea, for example, I think as a fan base, we need to back Ten Hag and go against the decisions of the board who have been failures for the last 9 years, because this is going to take time for sure. We're not going to come back to the top 2 seasons. And Ten Hag and Rangnick, hopefully, he needs to bring in his own staff as well. He needs to bring whoever he wants, right? Whether it's McLaren, who's worth I think at 20, and I think they did really well in the league as well.
Yeah, he won the league, I think. Yeah,
exactly. So I think whoever Ten Hag needs to bring in his staff from Ajax as well, because we cannot have Ten Hag be working with Darren Fletcher, Michael Carrick, obviously Jose Michael Carrick, but he cannot have that situation be played over again, because again, he will never succeed, and he will never have the control to succeed. So I think first and foremost, he needs to have power to sign and sell players, and he needs to be able to essentially pretty much appoint who he wants alongside him for this to be successful, for this project to be successful. And speaking on project, he needs to have a large impetus. He needs to have a large authority on deciding what this project is with the board, because obviously we can figure that John Murtaugh and Richard Arnold will have a lot of power on what this project will be. But I think from reports that we've seen as well, it's pretty clear that Ten Hag has a 5-year vision on how to bring this club back from mediocrity to the top. And I think we need to follow through on that plan, and we need to back the manager fully, because this will take time, as I said earlier. But Ten Hag when he comes in, he should have a clear mapped out plan on how to bring this club. So, for example, season 1, get the club from here to here, sign this many players, sign 4 players, potentially maybe sign a center back this summer. So I would imagine Justin Timber from Ajax, sign a winger, maybe Anthony, sign a holding midfielder. I would like Tchouaméni, but he's probably unrealistic. And sign a number 9, a young number 9, to potentially take over from Cristiano in the following season and learn from Cristiano. So maybe Darwin Núñez and Edison Cavani regen, who would work solidly in Ten Hag's system as well. So I think Ten Hag should have a mapped out plan on how to progress each season just from the start, obviously. And obviously things will change as it goes along, because what is disappointing, obviously, is look, I'm a big fan of Ralf Rangnick, but I don't think we should have ever appointed an interim manager, because we already lost this entire season, because essentially in November, the Glazers said, all right, let's just throw this season in the bin and let's start from next season. But I don't think they realize inadvertently they're also throwing next season away, because Ten Hag may want to come in, and he may, obviously, you can look at something from the outside, because you and I can obviously assess that, look, Maguire doesn't seem equipped to play for this club, McTominay doesn't seem to be equipped to play for this club. But I think if Ten Hag comes into this club and he has power, and he makes it clear to the squad that, look, unlike Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho, and Louis van Gaal, that he has control, I'm sure in training, the mood in training would be completely different, right? Because I'm sure players would give more intensity in training and give more intensity in the matches because they know the board won't be prohibiting and stopping the manager from selling these players. Because we know, for example, I'm sure if Ralph Rangnick said he wants to sell Harry Maguire or Marcus Rashford, the board would completely deny that, right? Because they are the poster boys of the board's dream of how this club is set to progress.
Exactly.
And I think so on that note, I think if Ten Hag is to come in and he tells the players and he makes it clear to the players that he has the power at this football club, I think there will definitely be a mood and an intensity swing at this club because we've already seen even the game this weekend at Everton. It was pretty clear that the players are down tools. So if Ten Hag does that, players will not have the authority to down tools anymore because it would be clear to them that if they do, serious consequences will happen and accountability. The main word, accountability, will finally be taken at Manchester United. After 9 years, 10 years of mediocrity where zero accountability has been taken for continuous poor decision after poor decision being made, accountability will be taken and players will be shipped out. And even coaching staff may be shipped out if Ten Hag finds them not suitable to coach at a high level. So accountability and players leaving will also happen and players being signed will also happen. And I think obviously, so when I mean he also wastes this season, I think Ten Hag could, as the season progresses, we could see some surprises, right? For example, maybe Maguire turns into the player we expected him when we bought him initially. Maybe McTominay finally turns into that midfielder that Sir Alex Ferguson and Jose Mourinho think he'll be. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Football's crazy, and in a new system when the manager gets full control and players are actually being developed, because in these past few years, players have not been able to be developed because we've not had any astute coaching of any sort. We've had no structure or the investment being put in place to develop this team. I think now for once we have a glimmer of hope, and if Ten Hag gets control, he gets to evaluate the squad, he gets to appoint who he wants on the touchline alongside him. Hopefully he has the power. Hopefully at the club there's
absolutely. Let's hope, man. Let's hope. But big up to you, AAB, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate your input.
Thank you,
big
mate.
Up to you. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Big up to everybody still watching. Please hit the like button of the video. Let's bring on Lee. Lee, you there?
What's up, my brother? Assalamu alaikum.
Excellent, bro. You good?
Yeah, you good? How you Ramadan bit?
Yeah, man. It's all good, man. It's all blessed. Bro. It's all blessed, brother.
Good. I haven't called you in a while. Too busy.
Yeah, but it's been a while, man. But you haven't missed much. You haven't missed much about United. It's been the same old.
Yeah, and I've been staying away. It's too toxic. I watched a halftime of the first goal in Atletico Madrid. Skip Leicester, skip Everton. Couldn't take it, bro. Couldn't take it. Now we're back. We're back for the beginning of last season. New manager, optimistic. We're gonna change everything. We're gonna win the league, win the Champions League. We're gonna get rid of the dead Wood, get rid of Woodward and whosoever, and and then Ten Hag's gonna save the day. I've heard that with Ralph, but we know that he's not the manager now. When you're going to a fast food restaurant, you know that the person mess up your order. You ask for the manager pacify everything. It's not the manager's fault they gave you a bad order. It's these players. The players has been messing up. It doesn't matter. Like all of these guys, everyone comes on. They have, the idea of what we need to do, right? Put this guy on the left, right? Pivot, try 3 in midfield, 2 hole in midfield or left back. We have none of these players. They don't care. You know what I mean? Tell us it's a left winger. It's a left wing back. He hasn't played left wing back. We can say all of this stuff, but what we're gonna do is the same exact thing. Unless you get, I don't know. I keep on saying it, but some Argentine guys or some people that want to play football. You know what I mean? We're missing a generation now where nobody would watch us being successful growing up and want to play for this club. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want to bust their gut. Ralph didn't wreck it as we wanted him to do. Obviously he wasn't in control. He was, but Ten Hag, he has to get the negotiations are going on now is for power. He wants to have enough power to make this. This is a football club. So if the manager don't have enough power and he has to negotiate that, there's something systemic. That now it's not the manager, right? It's a board, and we know that. And now it's not the board because the board is telling them the manager what to play or what to do or how to manage, right? It's the owners, and we all know this from when Fergie time. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we know this from Fergie time, and we know if Fergie wasn't if they were in charge of the club, David Moyes wouldn't have been here. They would get a proper manager, that won something of potential. Three things that I want him to do, clean one matter. What?
Clean out the players, yeah.
It's laughable to say that one matter still playing for us. I broke my ribs celebrating. I told you already. I broke my ribs celebrating that Liverpool goal that he scored in Anfield. Broke my ribs celebrating that. Love one matter. He's gone long years ago. He's gone. Take Ajax team. Take Ajax team. Put Ronaldo. Put De Gea. Leave Varane. Play by. I'll send Lindelof. Get rid of Luke Shaw. Get rid of all the left backs. I don't care. Wan-Bissaka. Get rid of everyone there. Get rid of everyone. Everyone. The kit man. As I said before, get rid of everyone. It's shameful to lose a game that we know that Arsenal mess up. We know that top four has a bit of an opening. Ronaldo started. We could have won that game. We're in some position now, but they don't want that. They don't tools, personal pride. They don't care. Only person that actually cares is Ronaldo and splashing that phone. But again, that's off the pitch. He has nothing to do. He hasn't had a chance.
Yeah. Listen.
when it's boxing, you can say that, hey, this person has didn't do his best. But come on, you have how many guys on the field? Saeed, come on, man, clean it up. Get this that number 10. I remember what his name from Ajax. Get that. I don't know, whoever it is, that Benfica dude. The Darwin guy. Get some German kid from nowhere. Get some Middle Eastern kid from nowhere. Try to do something, and I would play, because now season is done. We're not worried no more. We're not stressed. Play Savage Kid. Play all of these under 21. Play, bench day. Give him a rest. Give him a holiday. We sign. We pay. We're paying these players like top 10 highest players in the country. $220. What Rashford is doing? Get rid of sentimental values. Get rid of
get rid of everyone.
Get rid of the Ollie brigade. Get rid of Martial. Love him. Stay. Get back Diallo. Ahmad. Try do something. Get some players from the US. Get some players from Caribbean. Try something. Go to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what we did with
well, you can scout them. You can scout them, Lee. You can scout them for United. You know what I mean? And
I want Ten Hag to do that. Get rid of all those scouts that's there. Get into these new scouts. Have Ralph look at them or something. Get rid of Fletcher. Get rid of rebuild again. Yeah. Try again. 2 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. Because we know, the fans know, and we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on playing. Get rid of everyone. Get a new coaching system in place. Again. Get your ideas across. You know what I mean? Get control. That's the three things. Get control of this football club.
Absolutely. Big up to you, man. Lee. I appreciate you coming on, man. Lee. Big up to you, man. Love, man. Come on, bro. Love. Big up to you. Let's bring on T. T, how are you, man? You good?
Yeah, Said, what are you saying? Yeah, I'm good, man. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Give me your three things that you would change, that you want Ten Hag to do.
Actually, the three things I want is clear out. Nothing else. Just clear out.
That's
Just
all.
clear out everything. That's all. I don't want to see any of these players again, man. I've had enough. I want to see new
Yeah.
faces all over. But then, yeah, obviously, I told you the last time as well, right? If I was an advisor, I'd be saying stay clear. But obviously, as a fan, if he comes, I'll support him all day. But it's the administration I have a problem with, man. Like, where are they going? Like, what are they talking about with Ten Hag in these negotiations, and how much? Because they could say one thing, and when he gets in the job, it'll be another thing as well. So I think we have to be he has to be careful, but I think he also has to be firm, very firm, especially when he comes in, and hopefully he gets the power we want. But yeah, I don't want to see any old faces, man. And apart from that, I was thinking, like, because obviously Bayern are one of the best run clubs, and you see they have a lot of former players in like positions up front, up top. And I was thinking, imagine if we had the likes of Gary Neville, like in those positions, because I thought that was a good like format for, because obviously they understand the club and they make good decisions. But you hear what some of our ex-players say about the club, and you wonder, imagine if we had some of these players in like my Judge in his position and all that, would be in serious trouble, man. And then I heard the caller before, Pop. He's comparing players, like say, oh yeah, Matic and Mata, obviously we all know they should go, but then you can't be comparing players in other teams who play in a system to our players, really, because there is no system. So someone, even Rashford, could go in a club, could go Liverpool and do a job because there's a system in place. Like Klopp could get the best out of him, but then obviously at United, and we could get money. We could get money now, and he would look rubbish because there's no system like at United. So you have to be careful as well when we like say, "Oh, this guy will do the job." This guy, no, there's no system. We need to get the system first, and then after we get the system, then
Get
we
the
can buy
players in.
players. Yeah, exactly. That's what's important. And then I think we should be raiding clubs in the Prem, Brighton. All these, that's what we used to do on the Fergie. When Wazza was coming up, we got Wazza. When Berbatov was smashing at Tottenham, we went and got him. We got Van Persie from Arsenal. So I think, yeah, there's good players outside the league, but let's just raid the teams below us and make them weaker, so we have a better chance of beating them every time we come across them.
Let's hope.
I think that's the way to go. And then,
I'm telling you.
yeah, man. I don't know. I want a new strike. I want 2 new strikers actually. Yeah, I don't want Ronaldo here next season. I don't know.
Time
I
to
don't
move
know.
on.
I don't know about that Nunes. I think everyone's talking about him, but I haven't seen much. I know he scored against Liverpool, but I don't know, man. I watched a couple YouTube videos. It seems all right, but I don't know, man. It's just bleak at the minute, man. What do you say? It's just very bleak. Like,
it is. You
but
just gotta
we keep
hope and
supporting
pray,
the club, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Big up to you, man.
definitely. Yeah.
Appreciate you coming
Take
on,
care,
man.
Yeah.
Big up to you. Big up to you, man. Let's bring on James Dixon. James, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, man. You?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Obviously, we've heard the news about Ten Hag agreement. That's good news. But I'm just asking everyone 3 things that he's got to do when he comes in his football club. Give me your 3.
Clear out. I agree with the last caller, to be honest. Clear out the people that don't want to be here. Not necessarily the people that aren't good enough, but the people that don't buy into the process and like, see you later, mate. Like, if you don't want to play for Manchester United, it don't matter who the manager is, mate. Like, there's the door. There's enough people that will want to play for us, so see you later. Second thing, I want to see him unite the players. Just get them all believing in the same thing, mate.
Absolutely.
Listen, people are like, oh, does he get 2 years, 3 years, 4 years for a trophy? I know the contract is 4 years. But at the end of the day, it's like we can't expect miracles straight away. Like, he's not going to come in and we're going to get top 4 in a trophy next season. So we've got to give him time. He's not going to clear out all the players in the first season. So again, we've got to give him time. People need to be like on board with the process, basically. And then the third thing, probably that he's allowed to make the decisions at the football club and delegate to who he needs to. Since 2013, we've been making decisions upstairs. We've made some horrendous footballing decisions, like giving Sanchez 400 grand a week and, keeping hold of players and letting them go for free. So if he can come in and delegate to people, bring his own people in and then delegate all these things that he doesn't want to do himself, but to the best people that are there for the job, then then we might be on the way to something, mate. But City and Liverpool, I hate to say it, are so far ahead that we've got a hell of a job catching them.
You know what? It's a long way. I think this is the first step, baby step. You know what I mean? We've got to take to kind of get back to where we need to do. But a lot of people are optimistic about Rangnick. I just want to hope that, and I just hope that he gets backed. I just hope there's going to be a plan because for me, like I said to you, we've been told too many lies since Fergie's left, and I think right now they always now to kind of get back to where we need to be. You know what I mean?
Big up
Yeah.
you, man, losing your voice.
Yeah, that's my voice there.
The thing is with Ten Hag, right? Like, there's a couple of reasons I want him as manager. I was kind of split at the beginning, but his ability to build teams, like if you look over the past 5 years, they've probably lost 14, 15 top-class players, and they're probably going to win the league and cup double this year. They've got a chance.
Yeah.
So he can obviously build a team. Also, a lot more of the fan base are behind Ten Hag, right? So compared to like a Poch, for example. So I think that gives him more time because both me and you know how toxic this fan base is, right? We've seen it firsthand. We've seen it firsthand. A couple of listen, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a legend of the football club. He's probably given me the best night of my life, and people still turned against him. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have done, but they did, right? So the idea that people are saying they wouldn't turn against Ten Hag, listen, it's a results business. And at the end of the day, if the results aren't good enough, these same people that are saying give him time will be outside with banners and they'll be outside burning him at a stake, mate. Because honestly, that's the way that football is. It's ruthless. I know Pep Guardiola has a couple of bad results, and I know City fans that are like, oh, he's not good for the job anymore. And that's Pep. He's the best manager in the world. And I know several City fans that are like, oh, I don't know if Pep's still got it,
Yeah.
People are nuts nowadays.
Yeah. Fans are fickle, but we'll see, man. Saturday, you there on Saturday anyway?
I'm not, mate, unfortunately.
No. Fortunately. Say fortunately.
Fortunately, I'm with my competition and stuff. I'm done for the season with regards to attending games because it just takes too long out of my day from a nutrition and training point of view. But I'll be watching. I'll be doing the content afterwards and stuff. And
man.
Fingers crossed we actually get a win, man, because we need one, don't we?
We do. But listen, in the context of where we are as a football club, maybe we don't. It's one of them things. But big up to you, James, as always, man. I'll chat to you. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on King of Prussia. I will be bringing on people one by one. People, I see you in the background. I'll be coming to you ASAP. King of Prussia, you good?
Hey, Said, I'm good. How you been?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Are you happy with the Ten Hag news?
Yeah, I am, man. Sorry, I'm at work, so I found it.
No, it's all right, man.
Peter, man. I'm so glad, man. I hope this is just the start of something beautiful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm worried though. I'm worried about the fan base, Said. I mean, our fan base, I can't understand. Like, 1 week they're in, 1 week they're out. We really got to back this man. You know what I mean? Like, at least for 4 years. And that will be time when Pep and Klopp are gone, and that will be time when the team is set. So we can build something. 3 things. The first thing I would do, Saeed, is get all these pagans out, all these backroom staff out. I mean, these guys, come on, it's job for the boys, It's job for the boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always been job for the boys. So best thing, the first thing I would do is just get a good backroom staff. Then I would clear Saeed. I would get 80% of these men out. I'd get De Gea out. I would get Maguire out. I'd get Wan-Bissaka out. I would get all of these people out. Saeed, but I would keep Rashford though. What you saying about
why?
It? I feel like I kind of agree with Noordin. This lad has never been coached. Bengal was the last guy who kind of gave him some instructions, And we know how Rashford is. People are banging on Salah, but Saeed, Rashford, we gotta trust this lad. I'm not sure, but I would keep Rashford. And the last thing I would do is get this Harry Maguire out of our club, man. 5 mil free. I take anything. I take $1. I take $1 to send him by, man. Come on, man.
Did that bad?
Like it. I don't know what to say. I'm so excited though. Really.
Absolutely. I think time will tell what will happen, but yeah.
I just hope these Pep and Klopp are gone, man. With these two guys in the game, I don't know where we're shooting for. But like I said, we gotta wait at least 3 years. We
Yeah,
can't be
absolutely.
we can't be Ten Hag in 1 week and Ten Hag out next week.
Absolutely, absolutely. Big up to you, King of Prussia, for coming on, man. Love for that, man.
Thanks, Saeed.
Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Nate. Nate, how are you? You all right?
Yo, Saeed, bro, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. It's all good here.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think of the news of Ten Hag first?
Exciting news to be a Man United fan. It's not
Yeah.
something. When I said it's exciting, it doesn't mean we're gonna win the league tomorrow or this next year. No, it's just
Mm.
the thought that we're gonna have a rebuild uh in this team and sort of lay out a foundation for us to build in the future. Just that thought would just give you a good night's sleep. I swear, because if other fans like see us, they think we're joking when we say um like a rebuild is something like that we were desperate for. And I think it's a good move considering Ten Hag is a young manager and he worked with youngsters. And uh, I heard you were like asking people what three things he wants to do.
Oh,
So
he must do what he
he,
must do.
he must do. Okay. It's for that. I mean, the general consensus throughout the fan base and from today's show I saw was just get the players out, and I concur with that. It was just because we've seen these players with many managers, whether it's Mourinho, Van Gaal, Oli. Well, I don't support Oli anyways, but we've seen them. We know them.
Mm.
We've seen them. They've been here, and not only they're not coached. Okay, they're not coached. It could be excuse for them, but
Mm.
it's just they don't show that commitment or
Mm.
professionalism. That is up to them because they signed a contract and they get paid wages for it technically. So the
Mm.
least they could do is be professional and
Mm.
do their best out there, whether the system works or not. That's simple as that. And we know these players. I
Mm.
don't need to name them now to say, get this player out, get this player out. We know who they are. There might be
Mm.
some disagreements with a couple of players, but we know who they are. And we know
Mm.
who fights for our badge for that Man United club because we have a magnificent history. Whether it's Busby Babes, Sir Alex Ferguson,
Mm.
class of '92, all of that.
Mm.
But they have to show pride and a privilege when they play for us. So
Mm.
they did not show it. They did not show it. So first step, get rid of him. Get rid of him. And it could be like Pep. Pep when he came in first thing, he said, Joe Hart, you're not gonna work for me. You can't play with your leg. I don't know if you're popular with City fans. You may be loved by other people, but you're not gonna work in my system. Simple as that. This
Mm.
is nothing personal. This is nothing against Joe Hart or his face. It's just for the greater good, for the big picture.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll take
Yeah.
that approach and then
And
get
then we
rid
go
of them.
from there. Yeah,
And then,
absolutely.
secondly, I would say is just lay out a foundation. This is when Ralph Rangnick comes in to sort of build a contingent network between the board, the technical directors, sporting directors, the scouting, the managers. This is where this is just the base foundation where it comes in. That's the most key part, I would say, in my
Mm.
opinion. I mean, I'm not like a professional football director or expert. It's just from my thought, just build a foundation where we can build, where there could be a life after Ten Hag or Ralph Rangnick, because it's
Mm.
just this is where we build our identity and everything, our network. So try to build that connection or a network between the board, the scouting networks, all of that has to be connected and communicating and it has to be something automatic. It's not you just go through. Oh, it's fault. It's his fault. It's just we need to make sure we build that. And
Absolutely.
once we get rid of the debris, the unnecessary stuff, and build our foundation, bring new fresh blood, and also scavenge the youngsters, the youth squad. We have some great talents there. It's just we don't see them on the pitch, but we have some of the great talents in our academy, so we can get some new blood from there. Bring from outside. We don't have to go that crazy. If Ten Hag wants, there are a couple of players he developed in Ajax. He can just bring them, like Conte. Conte. He usually brings those players, his own players, the ones that he trusts and developed, or like Mourinho. So he can bring a couple of players from there. People said Anthony. We could use him. We could use him than Rashford. I would. I swear there is no guarantee, but I would swear he would do much better than what Rashford is doing for the past 2
Big
years.
up.
So just do those three things, and the future
We'll
will be
see.
bright. That's what
Yeah,
I would
man.
say. Yeah.
Big up
yeah.
to you, man. Big up to you,
Thank
Nate.
you,
Thanks
bro.
for coming
Thank
on,
you.
man.
All
Appreciate
right.
it. Big up to you. Big up to you for coming on. Let's bring on United Thurbit TV. Yes, brother,
What
you
I
good?
say, listen, my brother.
Yes. Yes, brother, you good, bro?
Yeah, man, everything good. What about you?
Yeah, man, not bad, man, not bad. Obviously, we're hearing the Ten Hag news. Just before I ask you the three questions, are you happy with the Ten Hag appointment now?
Yeah, man. At least it's a step in the right direction still.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the key word. Step in the direction. It's whether right now, once we get into that direction, we can go somewhere with it, isn't it?
But the problem is that the foundation is not a solid foundation that we're going to try to build it on. We're dealing with the board and all that, man, that's still up top. So obviously, the story has been in the papers about the power and the structure of that being given to Ten Hag in order for him to come over. Well, obviously, we've been fooled multiple times on this, even with the most recent one with Ralph. They tricked us with that one as well. Because they said Ralph was coming in and was going to go up top afterwards, and we clearly see that ain't the case. Not how they said it anyway. So I'm optimistic. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm watching United for years. So I'm not gonna just fall for it and just get all gassed about it. They gotta show me something. And as long as some of their men still up top, the foundation is still weak. So as much as Ten Hag is a great manager and he can build up a team, are we going to regress him, or are we going to build him up and support him like what we need to? Are we going to do what we do with most players that come United? Regress him backwards. You know what I mean? Because that's the biggest part for me, man. So
It's
the
true,
most important, yeah, man, the most important part for him right now is to just come in outside of the structure part. Is to come in and just hit the 3 R's on him. It's got to remove. That's the first thing. Remove. Then it's got to recruit, and then it's got to retain the people that deserve them contracts. Not none of this just throwing money around. That's not his style anyway. But that's why also once again he needs the structure and the power in order to make them decisions.
Absolutely. But I think for me, the thing about the retain though, we give a lot of contracts out, and that'll be for me the key one, like you said, they're giving contracts to certain people that deserve it.
Yeah, man. Only the ones that deserve it, and right now ain't hardly nobody does. When you can, right, the part that kills me the most is people have lost the desire to play for United, as far as they don't wake up hungry. When they're training all week, they're not hungry for that game coming up on the weekend or throughout the weekday. They ain't desperate to put that Man United shirt on and go out there and put everything on the field and leave it on the field. So a bunch of crybabies and all that nowadays still, but that's why you sort of have to tear up the thing and start over. And it's the best time for it. It's just a matter if the boards finally realize that they have to relinquish the power, because they ain't going nowhere no time soon. That would be the best case for everybody if the Glazers moved on. But it's not realistic, so we need them to at least start the baby steps of backing off their power and let people that understand and know football make footballing decisions still.
Yeah, absolutely. Big up to you, bro. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate
Always,
it.
my brother. Stay safe and be blessed still.
You too, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Let's bring on Lesso Football. Lesso Football, you there? Lesso? No. Let's bring on Noah. Noah, are you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm there. No, I'm there, side.
Yeah, man. Big up to you, man. Give me three things. The board, sorry, Ten Hag should do. 3 things.
Well, today I would not rather to talk about, today's, Eric Ten Hag. Do you think for me that I would trust? I know. Listen, I understand that. Listen, Eric Ten Hag is a great manager, but things is not the right. Something's not gonna change. Even if you brought Eric Ten Hag or Pochettino or any other, or any other the managers, things is not gonna change. It's a fact. You know why? Because in the past 8 years, you know, in the past 8.5 years, it's nothing has changed since Fergie left because of the journey that we have, all those history, because of the boards. I'm blaming them. It's not because of about the manager's problem or the player's problem. It's about the boards. I keep saying this every time. I don't know what is gonna happen. Even if we improve the manager, things is not gonna change. What do you expect from us?
Yeah. If that's why I asked you, if we know what the board are, like what can Ten Hag do? What must he do? 3 things what he must do, knowing the circumstances.
For me, listen, it's not up to me to decide if Ten Hag let him bring anyone, the best players that he can bring. Antonio from Ajax or Delight from Juventus. That is the kind of the best players that he can bring. But for me, as I'm concerned, I would rather to think that for the future, for our sake, this just for a protest. That's the only way for me that I would rather to be
Okay.
happy. But
All right then.
I'm sorry, side things for me is not gonna be happy. And second, this season I don't think United are not gonna be playing in the Europa League or Conference Leagues. I think we might be finished at 8. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but
Big up, man.
this is
I
not
asked
who
you for
we
3
are.
questions, but it's all right, man. Don't worry, man. Big up to you anyway, man. Love for coming on.
No problem, side. All right.
Yeah, man. He looks depressed, man. You know what I mean? It's one of them, innit? United, that's what they do to you. Lesso, you there? Lesso? No. Malcolm.
Let's go,
Give me
bro.
3 things. Give me 3 things that, Ten Hag can do.
You know, I can say this right now. There has to be a lot of things that would have to do to make this club go back to where they need to be because, you know, I feel like we're so far behind. Like, if you look at teams like Man City and Liverpool, like they've just hit that high standard of competitiveness. They're really like the 2 biggest rivals in the league. And so when you look at that, it just shows you where we are right now. And so to me, Ten Hag is a massive improvement. You know, and I think he will take. I think he will take us to where we need to be, or at least closer to where we need to be. But there has to be a lot of. Um, he has to take a lot of extreme measures. He needs to get rid of the dead wood. He needs to stop giving players contracts, and he needs to install a proper style of play, and that could take you know at least 5 years for that style of play to click because you need to get in the players that Ten Hag wants. Ten Hag wants a certain style of players. I don't think he wants like big money players. I think he wants players that um, are young and fresh, and so that could be players from his team from Ajax, and that is something that I would really love to see. Like I would not mind that like players like Gravenberch, which I have analyzed as well. Like I think, well, I feel like he's a good player. He's decent, and I think if Ten Hag brought him in, um, I think that would be a very very good improvement in terms of recruitment and Yeah, but
Absolutely.
it all depends on whether he gets full control of the coaching staff and whatever happens around that area. Because we all know the board, they're very incompetent. They tend to make very wrong decisions. But yeah, so it all depends on that because if he doesn't get proper control, you can. We're not gonna see the. We're not gonna see a lot of positivity that we're craving to see. We want to see this team go back to the top. Win trophies, compete, and so in order to do that, we will guarantee that when Ten Hag comes to the club, he needs to have full control of the coaching.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Big up to you, man. Big up to you, Malcolm, man. Big up to you for coming on, bro.
Yeah.
Love, bro. Love, bro. Let's bring on Mo. Mo. No. And I can't see less. So listen, we're gonna wrap it up here, people. That's been the call-in show for today, people. Big up to everybody who's tuned in to the call-in show. Yeah, man. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You know what I mean? All your thoughts and whatnot. Keep supporting the channel, people. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Nearly at 48k people, and then it's road to 50k. So big up to everybody who's watching. Big up to everyone who's watching on the replay as well. Make sure, guys, if you want to get a calling show, make sure you come in early because, like I said to you, a lot of people want to come in and call in. So, yeah, man. Big up to everybody who's watched the show. Big up to John Rants. Big up to everybody, man. Like the video on your way out. Mank Talk this week. Yeah, hopefully Steve's going to be in Madrid, so we need to watch out for the timing on that one. So just keep an eye on the community page, everyone. If you want to know what I'm doing, just make sure you look out for the community page. I always post things on there, so make sure you check that one out, people. But for now, people, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.